Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Double honor to the apostle and elders, a great millstone who ruled well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 pushing this word, all truth and sincerity, as well as peace and blessings to all the believers of Yahweh Shai. And this is going to be the third and final part to Leviticus, the 19th chapter breakdown. So, Lord willing, this be edifying and to the point. Let's get right into it. I believe I was at verse 26, and I'll be going between the KJV and also the GNT, the Good News Translation, because it breaks it down pretty plainly in Good News Translation, straight and to the point. But this Leviticus 19 and 26, it says, "You shall not eat, so like you shall not eat anything with the blood." And that's pretty straight and plain forward, man. When we're preparing our food, we got to make sure all the blood is out of it. We're not eating, a medium rare, anything, Esau like his steak like that, man. He want all that blood in there, man. He want a little sear on it and take that bad boy off the heat. And man, nowadays they don't even want things cooked, They want it straight raw. Man, that's crazy. That's a truly barbaric. Continuing on, it says, "Neither shall you use enchantment nor observe times." And plainly, this is just plainly going to using magic, man. Being witchcraft, divination, all of that, We shouldn't be into that. That's left hand wickedness, man. That's what Esau is doing right now on the left hand side, all through America. America is rooted in witchcraft and divination and soothsaying and all that stuff, monthly prognosticators, man. That's Esau. That's not for us to, get into. But, our people are getting into it. You got the so-called Haitians, the tribe of Levi, lawyer in the Hebrew, they get into a lot of all that stuff, man. And even recently, the apostle to her, man, he was going in how, don't eat the food your woman cook, man. Don't eat the spaghetti. She want to put the, her period blood in there. That whole wickedness, man. And I never understood that. I'm not even about to get into it, but that's crazy. But we shouldn't be using any types of magic, man. Verse 27, "You shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard." And this is the law against, getting at us, man, which we see in the IUIC. They break this law time and time again. But they always want to be upholding, they keep the laws and whatnot, but they're not keeping the laws. But this law is not saying, we can't cut our hair or, trim ourselves. It's just basically saying, we shouldn't be doing like with a straight edge razor, lining our beards up, lining our hairline up or whatnot. That's a heathenistic custom. Continuing on, verse 28. "Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai." And it's basically going into tattoos, man. You're not supposed to be getting a tattoo. Oh, my mom passed away. My grandma passed away. My dad passed, man. I'm pretty sure brothers can attest to family members in their family. You got that one family member, got everybody's name on them. Oh, I got this spot right here. Oh, man, it's crazy. We shouldn't be defiling our body like this, man. We are supposed to be perfect and holy as our power is. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is, Continuing on, verse 29, it says, "Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom, and the whole land become full of wickedness." Right, now I'm going to get this in the GNT, verse 29. It says, "Do not disgrace your daughters by making them temple prostitutes. If you do, you will turn to other gods, and the land will be full of immorality." That's plainly stated right there, man. It's only not a shame to disgrace to your daughter, but disgrace to the father, man. Let me get this precept in the Apocrypha, Sirach 42, and I'll go to verse 11. It says, "Keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughingstock to thine enemies, and a byword in the city, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude." This is how that's going to happen to the father, man. That's going to be a stain on him for prostituting his daughter. And the scriptures also speak of how the whoremonger is not going to make it into the kingdom of heaven. These so-called pimps. But continuing on. And that's just it's a wicked act, It's as it says, "in the land become full of wickedness," Now you have this one woman around sleeping with everybody. That's gonna cause, all kind of STDs. That's rampant right now, especially in Houston. But continuing on, verse 30 says, "Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai." And we're doing today's. We just ended the Sabbath Wednesday night and the beginning of a new moon. Wednesday to Thursday. So Wednesday to Thursday will be the Sabbath for the rest of this month. But based off of the new moon, which is going out today. Thursday Eve. So the new Sabbath will be from Wednesday Eve to Thursday Eve for this month. It also says, "And reverence my sanctuary. I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushai." Reverence, that's fearing something, that's showing respect to something. What's the sanctuary that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? That's the temple. And like I mentioned early, or I don't know if I did or not, but we're the temple of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's not a physical temple this time. It's a spiritual temple, So, I was going to bring out a precept. I'll get that too. Exodus 25 and in verse 8. Exodus 25 and 8. "And let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them." This is when the Heavenly Father was giving Moses the instructions on how to build the temple. Well, not the temple, the tabernacle, Salakia. But hey, we are the temple now. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to dwell fully with us once we get those new bodies. Lord willing, we be of the elect. But back to Leviticus 19 in verse 31, it says, "Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, your power." And a good example of that is when King Saul, he sought out that familiar spirit to speak with Samuel. I believe it was Samuel, But we shouldn't be seeking out familiar spirits. Let me get that in the interlinear, because it basically just goes into necromancy, and that just goes into a person who communes with the dead. This is H178. It's Awab. And then outline of biblical usage says, the second definition, necromancer, one who evokes the dead. So that's what a person with a familiar spirit would do. We shouldn't be seeking after them. It says that this will defile us. Verse 32, "Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head," and hoary just means gray. So the aged. "Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head, and honor the face of the old man, and fear thy power. I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushai." This our people always say, respect your elders, because you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we, how it says, I believe that's the book of Romans, these, how does it go? Are a law unto themselves. Let me see if I can pull it. Yeah, Romans 2:14, it says, "For when the Gentiles," these talking about Israelite foreigners, and we were all in a Gentile state of mind here in America. So before we woke up to this truth, man, say, "For the Gentiles which have not the law do by nature the thing contained in the law. These, having not the law, are a law unto themselves." So even before, we knew to that was right to respect our elders. We it was been instilled in our community to keep certain laws and do certain things that was right. Even for instance, we know it's going off to be a Mo or Mo's and Bo's. We know that's wrong. That was always frowned upon in our community until late. Wickedness is at an all-time high now. Nobody cares anymore. They, as the scriptures say, they declare their sin as Sodom. Where was I at? Back in Leviticus 19 and Leviticus 19 and 32. I'll read that again. "Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head, and honor the face of the old man, and fear thy power. I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushai." And that's the most important right there. It always starts with fearing Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's what's wrong with the planet Earth right now. The fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is not in the earth, like as when he delivered us from out of Egypt, but we're we're nearing the point in the time that where Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to glorify his name again, and his fear will be back throughout the earth, man. Lord willing, this be the year of Jacob's trouble, as the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, as Apostle Paul deemed it. Continuing on in verse 33, and if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him, but the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you, and thou shalt love him as thyself, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, your power. And these strangers aren't talking about, these heathen nations. He's talking about Israelites that didn't live in the land, They lived elsewhere. But when they came to sojourn in Israel, Jerusalem, when they came down for, like for instance, 3 times in a year, all the males have to go up to Jerusalem. Hey, you would have strangers come from different lands, And these strangers were Israelite foreigners. Let me get that. I'll get the word stranger here. It should be gar. The apostle Ariamlab goes in this time to time. Yeah, straight right here. It's H1616. Gar is the Hebrew word. And outline of biblical usage says sojourner, a temporary inhabitant, a newcomer lacking inherited rights, or foreigners in Israel, though conceded rights. So this is talking about Israelite foreigners. And one thing I want to make another point on this too, because the laws, the statutes and commandments was for Israel. We kept the laws amongst each other. As I made the point on one of those previous parts I did. Just to reinstate that, we go back up to verse 18. Let me see. Salakia, bear with me. Yeah, let me open up the NLT too. I believe it is verse 18, Leviticus 19:18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Yeah, and let me read this in the NLT, because that's the point I want to bring out. It says, Leviticus 19:18, do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against a fellow Israelite, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So our neighbors are fellow Israelites, man. So when it's speaking down here about strangers and they come into the land, it says you shall love them, man. It's not talking about Esau. It's not talking about Moab. It's not talking about these heathens, man. The Most High is not concerned with them. As it says in Isaiah. Let's pull a couple of those, because the Most High not concerned with no fucking heathen, man. He could care less. Isaiah 40 and verse 17, all nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity. And it's a precept in the Apocrypha where it speaks on that too, that it says they're spittle. Well, let's finish this out. Leviticus 19:35, it says, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in meat yard, in weight, or in measure, just balances, just weight, a just ephah, and a just hin shall ye have. I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, your power, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. Let me read this in the GNT. It says it plain and simple, right? It breaks it down easy. Leviticus 19:35. It says, do not cheat anyone by using false measures of length, weight, or quantity. So that's what it's talking about in the KJV in verse 30, in verse 35, where it says you shouldn't do no unrighteousness in judgment, in meat yard. That's talking about the length and weight. Obviously, that's talking about the weight, or in measure. That's talking about the quantity. And that's just how it says in verse 36. Well, at the top of verse 35 in the GNT, said, do not cheat anyone, We should be doing having honest business, between each other, The Most High hates liars, But let me continue on the reading the GNT, verse 36. It says, "Use honest scales, honest weights, and honest measures. I am Yahweh your power, and I brought you out of Egypt." So that's all it's saying right there in the KJV in verse 35 and 36. Do honest business. Don't be cheating your fellow Israelite. And trying to short them. Verse 37. That's basically it. Verse 37, "Therefore shall ye observe all my statutes and all my judgments and do them. I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, your power." And that's a powerful precept right there, because we have to be doers of the words, not just hearers. That's what a lot of people, how do I say, fall short at, because it's easy to come around brothers and seem like you spiritual, but are you actually being a doer of the word, when brothers not around? Because that's when it actually counts, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is always watching. Nothing is secret. You can easily get over us in the flesh, but hey, the Most High always have the angels watching. So we have to make sure that we're doers of the words, and always examining ourselves. But I'm not gonna ramble on. Lord willing, this whole series of part 1, 2, and 3 was edifying for Leviticus, the 19th chapter. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who ruled well, as well as double honor to their elders. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, as well as peace and blessings to all the believers of Yahweh Shai. Shalom.